to me, Drake Maye, of course, is the one that I don't get, right? And I'm starting to hear it more and more, and I'm having people comment to me through text as some of the more important people in organizations get a hold of this whole draft. But that's the one, when I hear Drake Maye at 3, my brain wants to explode.
This is the Lombardi Line with former NFL executive Michael Lombardi. Now here is your host, Stormy Buonantony, on VSiN, the sports betting network.
When it comes to like this quarterback class as a whole, though, I feel like, Chris, I'm seeing more mock drafts than not that have 6 quarterbacks going in the first round, in the top 15 even. Is this going to be another one of these drafts where we see teams really reaching for quarterbacks who shouldn't be first-round picks? Or is it going to be something like we saw with Malik Willis and Will Levis, where they ultimately fall to the second and third round, and it's just us on the outside looking in that say, oh, these quarterbacks are for sure going to go early? What do you think?
No, I think it's really going to happen. I do. I'm not going to say 6. I'm not going to say that. I do think like either a Penix or a Bo Nix will get left out of the first round, even though I do think both of them are clearly first-round talents, right? I think it's different than some of those other names and people you talked about. Like, at least with this crew here, right, they can play the position of quarterback for the most part. Mike alluded to it. They're not perfect, but like in those other years of the Malik Willis, like there was not very much quarterback play to be evaluated at all. There was plays to be evaluated. Ooh, there's a good throw. Ooh, there's a good scramble. But it was never a consistent drive, put a game together, put consecutive games together where you went, ooh, this guy has a chance to be surgical in the NFL. Now, like to your point, though, will guys be overdrafted in this? Like J.J. McCarthy, in our normal thought of a quarterback that should be drafted in the top 5, right? No, I don't think J.J. McCarthy fits that mold of top 5 talent, top 5 quarterback. But when you couple that with, hey, a team desperate with the need and a guy that, hey, we do think is damn good, and if you're going to take him a few spots earlier than the masses agree with, I'm not going to be mad at that. But, yeah, I think we're going to have some overreaching. And I think we'll end up having at least 4, okay? At least 4, and I could see 5. To me, Drake Maye, of course, is the one that I don't get, right? And I'm starting to hear it more and more, and I'm having people comment to me through text as some of the more important people in organizations get a hold of this whole draft. But that's the one, when I hear Drake Maye at 3, my brain wants to explode. I just don't see it that way at all.
And the word on the street, and I wrote about this today for VSiN, Chris, is your hometown team, your dad's team, the Giants, are madly in love with Drake Maye. They think, and this is all hearsay, obviously, from people in the league, that they think he's got Josh Allen-like traits. And Shane and Daboll both obviously, have lived that dream, and it's worked out. And they found the potential that a lot of people thought was there with Allen. They found it and they developed it.
Yeah, I hear that. I was one of those guys, right? I mean, I love Josh Allen. He was my number 1 quarterback in that class there. So I saw that, but I could just tell you this. I don't think they're in the same universe as the film is concerned. Josh Allen carried a team and had to do things that were crazy for them to even be in a football game. But here's the difference, too. Josh Allen, you might have had underwhelming plays evaluating him in the draft in that process. But, Mike, you'll remember it wasn't like, oh, wait, he's inaccurate or he can't make this throw. It's like, wait, why did he try to fit that ball in between 7 people and throw it 125 miles per hour? Right? It was more that. I never was like, oh, he doesn't control the ball well. Oh, he doesn't see the field all that well. Oh, he leaves the pocket too early. Drake Maye, there is throws on there and plays on there. 1, there's mechanical issues that I'm not sure you can fix. But 2, the ball is everywhere, like everywhere. And that's where I have a hard time believing that Giants thing. I don't know what to believe with the Giants, but my big thing with the Giants would be, hey, I know Daniel Jones is not perfect, but he's like problem 74 for that football team and what they got there. And I just can't imagine them taking a quarterback at 6. It just doesn't seem like a Giant type of move.
You were probably in your glory when you heard Merrill Hodge say that Drake Maye will get you fired. You're like, that's what I've been telling everybody.
Well, so here, listen, I mean, I got a lot of friends in the NFL. Mike knows that, right? I have gotten a lot of text over the last week of, hey, I saw your rankings. I saw when they came out, and I thought, wow, he's got Drake Maye at 6. That seems a little crazy or different. But I've gotten a ton of texts from people over the last 10 days that are like, hey, your Drake Maye thing, I'm with you. People, number 3 pick, that's insane. Brain blow up emoji, whatever, right? So it is a total projection. And, for a lot of these teams that like him and see these traits and, it could happen the next year or 2 years from now, still, that's not a number 3 or a number 5 pick. You don't pick a guy where you go, I think we're going to make him sit for 3 years and then he'll be ready. That's not a top 10 pick. And that's where I don't see it with Drake Maye. You turn on the highlight tape, it's good, but when you really start to unpack it, it's very average.